So this comment's about Left 4 Dead 2, and one of the problems with Left 4 Dead 2's verses is it's really hard for the infected to kill the survivors. And so what happens then is the survivors have this perfect golden path, and you have to go through it just right. And if you don't go through it just right, you're going to get yelled at, and you're going to get yelled at by everybody on your team. And so then this creates a lot of toxicity around this because it becomes the perfect way to play it. And since things aren't as random as they are in my game, this becomes this really toxic problem. And so what people want is to have expert in difficulty in verses as a way to have that collapse down quicker and make it about how quickly you can kill, which is interesting because, so for my game, The Anacrusis, link available in the bio, purposely shifted this where the versus mode is in favor of the aliens because I wanted the same thing, is I wanted to collapse it quicker so that it was less often that you got through the end of the map and it was more often that you were just going to die, because then it became a question of skill of how far you could get during those conditions, as well as then not having a perfect way because it was just so scrambled each time. And then last night, if you look at our on YouTube, we have a live where we play a community game first, and then we play some Anacrusis verses, and we actually amped up. So in Anacrusis, you can actually amp up respawn time, so you can make it even faster for the aliens to spawn, and you can put it to 0, so you can just keep instantly spawning, but we made it just faster. And that just makes it a more intense game, and it makes it where you're less likely to get very far. None of us got very far, and it became the mayhem game because you could just spawn so quickly and get into it, and it just made it chaos, and it was a ton of fun. So yeah, I share this sentiment exactly, in fact made changes, and it's one of those things, as we market the game and talk about the game, people are like, oh, Left 4 Dead, blah, 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 blah. And they won't look at the Anacrusis with fresh eyes, not understanding it's a lot of these little subtle things and little subtle changes that I think make it the game that I prefer to play in versus than in Left 4 Dead. So there you go. Thanks.